Welcome to Asian ID. The entertainment industry has always known how to manufacture romance, yet audiences continue to chase every trembling glance and unfinished sentence as if love itself could still be discovered between the cracks of a camera lens, don't they? And perhaps that is why the behind-the-scenes fragments surrounding Guo Yuxin and Wang Haozhen have managed to ignite such an uncontrollable storm across the short drama world. Haven't they? What began as another ordinary production schedule in the misty landscapes of Dali slowly transformed into something that looked dangerously close to reality, didn't first. Nobody paid too much attention to the exhaustion painted beneath Guo Yuxin's eyes as she buried herself inside a wounded new character whose pain seemed to leak out of every page of the script, did they? The role demanded tears, silence, collapse, and endurance, yet she never complained aloud because some battles are fought quietly behind a composed expression. Aren't they? Every sleepless night on set felt less like acting and more like surviving emotional turbulence under blinding lights, didn't it? Meanwhile, Wang Haozhen drifted through the set with the strange contradiction of someone both playful and deeply observant, didn't he? He joked with the director about his growling stomach and begged for scenes to end early while the exhausted crew struggled not to laugh, yet behind the teasing there lingered an attentiveness too subtle to ignore, wasn't there? Because while everyone else focused on camera angles and lighting, he kept noticing whether Guo Yuxin's coat was thin against the freezing mountain air. Didn't he? And perhaps love stories become believable not through grand confessions but through the quiet instinct to notice another person's discomfort before they speak about it themselves. Don't they? There was no dramatic soundtrack when he crouched beside her at 2:30 in the morning to press a hand warmer against the inside of her costume during a freezing night shoot on Kangshan Mountain, was there? There were no scripted lines when she lowered her head and whispered a soft thank you, were there? And yet the way his eyes lifted toward her in the darkness while he mouthed the words "it's nothing, I should," somehow carried more emotional weight than entire romance scripts written by professional screenwriters, didn't it? The terrifying thing about intimacy is that the smallest gestures often feel more dangerous than physical closeness itself, don't they? After all, anyone can perform affection beneath studio lights. But can someone truly fake instinctive tenderness when nobody officially intends to film it? Can they? That question became the fuel feeding an entire fandom obsessed with decoding every accidental interaction between them. Didn't it? One blurry clip of Guo Yuxin grabbing his sleeve while pretending to complain that he was too fierce exploded across social media because audiences no longer wanted polished fantasy alone, did they? They wanted hesitation, awkwardness, unfinished reactions, and those microscopic moments that seemed too messy to belong to a rehearsed performance, didn't they? Then came the scene beside her lake where the wind tangled her hair into chaos while she spun him around in laughter until she lost balance and crashed directly into his chest, didn't it? For one suspended second, both of them froze as though reality itself had briefly forgotten the boundary between character and actor. Didn't it? And when his arm instinctively circled her waist while he laughed softly and murmured, "Slow down, I'm not running away," the internet nearly collapsed beneath the weight of collective screaming, didn't it? Because viewers are no longer satisfied with fictional chemistry alone. Are they? They crave evidence that emotions might have escaped the script and wandered recklessly into real life, don't they? That craving only intensified during the final rain scene when artificial rain poured relentlessly for hours until their clothes clung heavily to their exhausted bodies like soaked memories refusing to fall away, didn't it? When the director finally shouted cut, the cameras stopped recording, yet neither of them released the other immediately, did they? For 10 unbearably quiet seconds, they simply stood there staring at one another while rainwater dripped from the roof in the silence, didn't they? 10 seconds is insignificant in ordinary life, yet under the microscope of public obsession, 10 seconds can become enough to rewrite entire narratives about two people, can't it? Then came the detail that shattered countless viewers emotionally when Wang Haozhen handed her the first towel without hesitation, didn't it? And instead of drying herself first, Guo Yuxin lifted the towel toward his wet hair as though caring for him had become instinctive before self-preservation, didn't she? How could audiences possibly resist turning moments like these into evidence of hidden affection when then their smallest reflexes seemed soaked in tenderness? Could they? Of course, skepticism arrived just as quickly as admiration, didn't it? Some argued that this was nothing more than professional chemistry sharpened by repeated collaborations and years of shared filming experience, didn't they? Others insisted that no actor could fabricate trembling shoulders, reddened ears, dilated pupils, or delayed reactions with such terrifying precision outside an active take, didn't they? And somewhere between those opposing arguments lies the uncomfortable truth about modern romance culture, doesn't it? People no longer fully trust perfectly packaged love stories anymore, do they? They have seen too many calculated publicity stunts. Too many synthetic sweet moments designed purely to manipulate engagement statistics, haven't they? That is why audiences now hunt obsessively for imperfections, because flaws feel honest in a world drowning in manufactured perfection, don't they? A misstep, a nervous laugh, an unconscious glance, or a hand lingering a second too long suddenly becomes more emotionally convincing than scripted declarations of eternal love, doesn't it? Perhaps what fans truly desire is not confirmation that two celebrities are secretly together, but reassurance that genuine emotion can still accidentally exist inside an industry built upon illusion. Isn't it? Because if even actors surrounded by cameras, contracts, schedules, and calculated marketing can accidentally reveal something real for half a second, then maybe human connection itself has not completely sappy yet, has it? Maybe that is why people replay those fragmented behind-the-scenes clips endlessly late at night while pretending they are only shipping a CP. Isn't it? They are not merely watching two attractive actors stand close together, are they? They are searching desperately for proof that sincerity still leaks through the cracks of performance, aren't they? So when viewers stare at Wang Haozhen kneeling quietly to place a hand warmer against Guo Yuxin's waist, or watch her instinctively wipe rainwater from his hair before her own face, are they really discussing celebrity gossip anymore? Or are they secretly confronting a far more frightening question about themselves in the world they live in now? Aren't they in an era where every emotion can be edited, filtered, monetized, and turned into trending content within seconds? How many moments of tenderness are truly real anymore? And how many of us are still brave enough to believe in them without needing proof at all? Thank you for watching the video. See you again.